What's going on, everybody? I'm back. Financier is back. Today, we'll do a quick update days before the Biden administration. Planning to do more of these LinkedIn Lives on a daily basis, more regular. Talk about what's happening given the vaccine rollout, economic releases, what's going to happen with the Biden administration, obviously the stimulus plan. So, a quick update. If you haven't already, I am hosting 2 PPP events this month. First one's coming up on Thursday. This with the Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. We got 4 professionals in the world of banking, investing, and accounting that are going to talk about the stimulus plan, what's being changed, what are the new updates, anything that businesses have questions about, we're going to answer them. We already have 20 coming from the community. About 60, 70 people will be attending this event. So if you have anything on that topic, feel free to let me know. And then register and sign up for it as well. It's free. And then next Thursday, I'm hosting one with Thai, New Jersey, a similar topic with different professionals, with the NJEDA and more people involved with the community that are interested in this topic. New Jersey is offering more grants and tax credits, so that's more of a micro event for NJ-related businesses. But sign up, check it out, and let me know what questions you have. The stimulus plan is still rolling out. A lot more updates to happen. First up, obviously, Biden is coming into office this week. He's announced a $1.9 trillion plan, but he hasn't become president yet. So nothing is official in all the major cases. There's a lot of details that need to be worked out. But to start things off, today, the new Treasury Secretary is coming into place. Janet Yellen is being considered the Treasury Secretary. She will testify in front of the Finance Committee today. She's an amazing background. She's covered, she's gone from Fed chairwoman. She helped us figure out how to reduce our balance sheet. She has a very strong understanding of the country's burden, the debt burden that we're currently positioned in. She definitely understands where we need to be to get out of it. So she knows we need to take some really big chances with this current administration to really get ahead of our debt rate. Because as interest rates rise, we won't be able to pay off everything in a timely manner. So she's really well equipped to figure out how we can take the $1.9 trillion economic stimulus plan, serve it up so it benefits the economy, that we have a quicker economy or recovery, and that is more V-shaped coming out of 2021. She wants to instill a new Dodd-Frank. This is important. It was critical that the banks and the financial system were not harmed during the pandemic. We were able to continue to provide funding, access to banking, and other financial products so people can continue to keep their lights on. So she's going to focus on how we can increase this, create more equitable growth this time around, because a lot of the lending structures and regulatory hurdles restricted that in the last stimulus plan and in previous Treasury Secretary roles. So there's a really big turnaround here for I think consumer spending will come back strong. There's a lot that needs to be released in this space. So there's a lot of things we need to get, a lot of obstacles we need to overcome. That parlays into the next piece where Biden is going to be very critical when he comes into office. China is growing. China, by surprise, has grown by 2.3% in 2020. It's actually had a reduction in consumer spending in the last 2 quarters from 5% to 4.6%. But this is a surprise given the fact that China was the first country, to have major shutdowns. It's the only major economy to have grown in 2020. This is definitely a surprise given, one, the trade war that we're having with the U.S. Under the Trump administration. Biden has already mentioned he's going to try to recover this or revive that relationship so we can repair it and move forward. But even with all that being said, for some reason, the fourth quarter numbers are remarkable. There's no way to sugarcoat what's happening. For some reason, China, economists have been skeptical about this for quite some time. China has shown growth year over year. They've never shown, I think, a down year in a while. So even with the COVID outbreak, I think they're showing new strains in a new province. It should reduce consumption. The positive thing is that people aren't spending, so their savings account is increasing, and they can spend it on a later date at a later time. But right now, we're still seeing positive numbers, which is kind of weird because even if the U.S. had a strong online sales market and in the fourth quarter and we did well, there's no way you could have a high growth for a major economy. Even the United States is going to be stuck for a while, for at least 12 months. And some economists are already projecting a double-digit growth rate for China in the first quarter of 2021. So they've either had a remarkable turnaround or they're controlling their input output numbers to figure out what the growth rate should be. And they might be on target to do 7% total growth in 2021. If this rate continues, the U.S. will be number 2 and China will be number 1 as a super economy and have the world's largest economy by 2028. So it's interesting to see this. I don't know what the outcome is. A lot of the data is unclear, just don't have access to everything. So the first things we obviously need to talk about are, one, the vaccine is not being distributed equally across the world. I don't know the status of what the vaccine looks like in Asia, but in the US, it's really clear that we don't have equitable distribution or a delivery system that's working. Even the World Health Organization has said this in recent meetings, that the distribution is not the same across. It's not the same across all countries in the world. So I'll start with the United States. We've had a complete failure in the country. We've had tens of millions of vaccines available. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 20-30% of people have access to them, have actually received them. It's astonishing because these are, vaccines need to be stored in very cold temperatures. So transportation and distribution is very important. We'll get to why this is a challenge in poor countries. But even in the U.S., you have millions. So right now in the world, Israel is leading vaccine distribution and delivery. They have a system where they allow anybody, they're not tracking IDs or anything, and they're saying, hey, we see that you need a vaccine. We have 10 million of them. We've only given out 2 million, or 2 million have registered. So we'll go out to the street and find anybody, from the pizza delivery boy to the local tradesman, doesn't matter who it is. The objective right now in a wartime scenario is to go out and get everyone vaccinated as soon as possible to reduce the spreading of a disease like this. So even in the U.S., we have a lot of obstacles, or a lot of unions, a lot of people coming in leadership, politics that are involved in blocking the distribution. California is a really good example of this today. They're the largest state. I think they have 20% of the people that they can allow to be vaccinated. It's definitely on the lower ranking. I looked at it this morning. It's somewhere like, it's the top 20 states that have vaccinated. They're number 18, 19 or something like that. So first, without a pure rollout plan in the next 30 days, there'll still be thousands of people dying every single day. Next up, the World Health Organization has mentioned that it's critical to get vaccines distributed across different countries in an equitable fashion. They had a vaccine global access program called COVAX just set up for this. But right now, there are about 56 bilateral supply chain agreements being signed from country to country with specific vendors like Pfizer and Moderna that are changing how vaccines get distributed. So someone quoted this morning in WHO that more than 39 million doses of vaccines have now been administered in 49 higher income countries, but just 25 of those, 25 doses, 25, not 25 million, not 25,000, only 25 doses have been given in the lowest income countries. It's not right that the younger and healthier adults in rich countries are being vaccinated before healthcare workers in those poorer countries. So we have a system that's not working in the United States. It's backwards in the global economy, and we haven't figured out a way to change or upgrade this process yet. There's a lot we have to figure out. There's a system that's not in place. I think there are about 28 more vaccines in the pipeline to be produced. So we'll see an effective rollout. It should be available. I don't know how long. It may take 6 months. It'll be accessible as getting the flu shot. So we'll see where it comes in the near term what's going to happen next. But right now, it's a staggering defeat. I think the Biden administration should have a more effective rollout plan if they make this a top priority. It will create the guidelines for what will happen next in the upcoming vaccine distribution, pandemics, anything that happens in the future in this type of area. This is a really, really big opportunity for someone to make their name and to really make an impact on the global economy. We will need this United States to recover. There's a lot of opportunity here for anyone to come in and make a name here. So again, that was a quick wrap up on the Financier. Just wanted to talk about what was happening today. A couple major things before Biden comes into administration. I'll do another weekly call. I'll be hosting an event on Thursday, and we'll be producing more of these videos on a more ongoing basis, providing market updates on specific areas in healthcare and technology to cover areas where we think will help you make decisions in everyday life. So until then, signing off. It's great seeing everybody. I'll see you soon.